When does the bickering end? What's happening, film nerds? Dave the Film Junkie here. All right. Wanted to put in my 2 cents with this right here, this little comparison. It's been, and, you know, people have been talking about this, I think, since, like, December. It's been a couple months. And it started off innocent, and then it just kind of blew up into something, and then I've just been seeing it, obviously, after Black Panther came about. I've been seeing just, like, Marvel and DC fans going at it again. Yeah, what else is new? It was first reported when they were talking to Michael B. Jordan, you know, about his character in Black Panther, Killmonger, of course, Eric Killmonger. And they asked, you know, what was your inspirations? And he said Heath Ledger's Joker, and I believe he also said Michael Fassbender's Magneto, but everybody was more fixated on Heath Ledger's Joker because obviously, I mean, when it comes to villains of all time, I mean, he's right up there with Darth Vader. And all the headlines and the stories said inspired. He was inspired by Heath Ledger's Joker. And then, you know, as it grew closer, as we got closer to the release date and everything, you know, all of a sudden I just starting to seeing some Marvel fans going like, yeah, he's going to be better than Heath Ledger's Joker. And then DC fans are pushing it back saying like, are you kidding me? Are you crazy? Really? Which, yes, it's like, that's, I mean, Heath Ledger, I mean, he won an Academy Award for that role. So I think a lot of fans on this side, on the Marvel side, were kind of like getting a little crazy, but it wasn't like too bad. And then, of course, the pushback from DC fans. And then, you know, me, I didn't want to comment on it. I thought about doing a video, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till after the movie comes out. I want to see the performance. I want to see the character myself, and then I'll put in my 2 cents. So here we go, guys. Basically, yes, he was inspired by that. He wanted, you know, he was looking for inspiration in other villains, other comic book villains. He chose those two. Don't forget, he also said Michael Fassbender's Magneto. But, you know, of course, when it's looking at, you know, the inspiration, it was just inspiration. And you can see those inspirations. You can see that with the character in the movie. But as for people who are saying like, oh my god, yes, he is totally like Heath Ledger's Joker, you couldn't be more fucking wrong. Killmonger, we sympathize with him. That shows you a good villain right there. And I'm not throwing shade at Killmonger. He's right underneath Loki for me, at least. Number 2. He's number 2 in the MCU. I thought he was great. And the reason why that we all, you know, thought, oh, this is a good villain, because you understood what he was doing. You sympathized with him. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm going to talk a little bit about the backstory. So you've been warned. Here we go. We saw his, you know, his dad got killed by a Black Panther. He ran up to his dad. He saw the spaceship, you know, and he knew that his dad got killed by something with claws, and of course he figured it out. And then his dad always told him about Wakanda and everything because that's where he's originally from. But he had to grow up in the, you know, in Oakland, you know, in probably a poor neighborhood, a bad neighborhood. So when he finally he came up with this plan. He was like, okay, why aren't you guys helping other people? You guys are staying hidden, you know, basically your people. Why aren't you helping them out? You know, the oppressed and all this and everything. So you kind of scratch your head and was like, okay, I sympathize. The Joker? We have no idea why he was just trying to create chaos. What Alfred said in The Dark Knight, some men just want to watch the world burn. Okay, we didn't know his backstory. Anytime that he talked about his scars, he changed up the story, and we just didn't know exactly what he was doing. He even said, like, you know, to Harvey Dent, you know, get a little anarchy going and everything, and he just didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit. We didn't sympathize. I mean, I guess you kind of do in the interrogation scene when he starts explaining himself to Batman. I think even Batman was, like, taken back a little bit because, you know, like, cast you out like a leper, you know? And everything that he said is just, you kind of scratch your head and go like, yeah, you know, he's kind of right. Nolan and Ledger did something special with that Joker, with that version of the Joker. And, you know, I mean, he was just pretty much out of control, but he was super smart. So, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's comparing them, oh my god, and Killmonger. I mean, if you think Killmonger's better, you think Killmonger's better. That's fine. I just wanted to give my 2 cents in when people were just going back and forth about all this. Because, I mean, Killmonger we sympathize with. The Joker we didn't. There was something just special about a Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, you knew where he was coming from, but at the same time, you didn't really, you know, I didn't go like, oh yeah, and I could totally get it. He had a bad childhood. His dad was fucked up. No, you didn't get that. But over here with Killmonger, you got that. You got that his dad was killed by a Black Panther. Okay, and he was promised to see Wakanda. He knew about Wakanda. He knew about their unlimited resources, their technology that they weren't sharing with the world. So it pissed him off. But I mean, there's a scene in Black Panther where they're burning all the vibranium like flower buds and everything like that. I guess that's kind of similar to Heath Ledger burning all that money, but not really, because I mean, you got money. I guess you could draw a little parallels to that. I don't know. I mean, you get what I'm saying. Anyways, I've been just going back and forth on this, but I just wanted to give my 2 cents. Hopefully it made sense. I don't know. I was just kind of going back and forth and trying to, compare and contrast, and I just, because I was just seeing that a lot. I was seeing that on my feed, people talking about, comparing Killmonger and Ledger's Joker, and it was just like, well, wait a minute. I mean, there's some similarities, but overall, no, I wouldn't say that. But when it comes down to it, Michael B. Jordan said he was finding inspiration. Okay, he was inspired by it. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, what, he's trying to be Heath Ledger's Joker? It's like, no, he was finding inspiration. Let's not forget, he also said Michael Fassbender's Magneto. So there you go, guys. There's my 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about all this? Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Visit filmjunkie.com for all my content. And, of course, visit the store for merchandise. All right, guys? Talk to you later.